Hi there, this is Leonard from Kosmic Sound, and we're going to take a look today at a new product from Numark. We've brought you a lot of videos on digital DJing, and often we've showed you some pretty expensive or top-of-the-line controllers, but today we're going to show you a new entry-level controller. This is it here. It's a very small compact controller, and the thing that you'll majorly notice here is that it's actually built for the iPad. So it doesn't work with computers or anything else. This one's specifically for your mobile devices, specifically the iPad or the iPhone. Today we're demoing with the iPad. So just to talk first of all a bit about what you get in the box. You're going to get this very compact, lightweight controller, extremely portable. You can take it with you anywhere. You get a stand for your iPad, which is really good, so you can actually see it over the top as you're mixing. And you also get this very interesting cable. This plugs out of your headphone port, and what it does is it enables you to take a feed to your main system and also for your headphones. So that's probably one very important thing to mention here, is that headphone queuing is completely possible with this device. It's just a simple setting change in the settings of the software. So let's just take a look at what's on this controller. So what we've got here, two decks. These are actually moving platters. So you can spin this around and you'll see as I do that, you'll see we're searching through the track. We have the master volume in the middle. We have buttons that are plus and minus at the top, and these are just to drag your tracks in and out of time. They don't actually control the pitch, the tempo itself. This is controlled directly from the iPad, so you can move this up and down to match your track with the other. Immediately below this, we've got two volume knobs. These control the channel volumes. They're not the gain. So if you want to control the gain, what you'll need to do is jump into this section here and you have gain control. While we're in here, let's just talk about these other two here. We've got bass and treble knobs. So it's basic 2-band EQ. There is the third band here, but again, you'd need to control that from the software if you wanted to do that. Below that, we have got 4 buttons down here. The top one here is to automatically sync your mixes. The one below that is to set cue points. Then we have a button to jump to cue points if you're already playing and you want to jump back to a cue point. And then finally just a play pause button. Crossfader in the middle to jump between tracks. Just a couple of things in the middle here. We've got a browse button. So you click that to jump into your browse screen. You can then move up and down your tracks, and you've got 2 buttons to load to either decks A or B. Click it a couple more times and we're back to the main screen. So let's also have a quick run through what you get in the software. So working again from top to bottom, you have your 2 waveforms here, and you'll notice these actually change a bit when you move things. So if we go to search, nothing happens, but if I move to scratch mode, it'll actually zoom into a more detailed level so I can see exactly where I am in the track. You also have a record button at the top here, which you can use to start a new recording. You can record your sets to play them back later. You've got your settings in here, and this is what I mentioned earlier. You actually have to enable your split output for your headphone queuing. This can be done from here. And you have, to your extreme sides of each of these waveforms, a volume meter. And this can also be controlled with your volume knob on the controller. Immediately below this, we have got this button here, which is where all your EQ, gain and effects are contained. So from the first page, we've got 3-band EQ and a gain. In here we've got effects. So you have 3 different pages you can choose from here as well. So we go back to the first one. What we have is an XY controller. So if we have a track playing, got a flanger, phaser for example. So a few things in here. There's bit crushers, gates, echo, heaps of things. Next to that, we have got a page where you can instantly drop effects in. So very easy to do. And then you have a manual page at the end, and this is where you can do simple things like filter up and down. You can introduce echoes and different timings. A few things there. Next over, you've got looping, and this can be done very easily just by hitting loop. So at the moment we're in 8th beat loop. We can grow that, we can shrink it. Again, you've got 3 pages here, so you can automatically set loops to a certain value. And this is a loop roll feature, what often is called loop roll. In this case, it's called bounce loop. Often it's called loop roll. It just means that the track will keep playing in the background while we hold the loop. Your final page is simply a manual loop in and out page. Finally, we've got cue points. So you can set 3 cue points in the software to jump back to as you desire. You can also control one of these from the controller. So just below your effects, you have got the 2 decks. So this is pretty cool. You'll notice that the needle will actually move into the record depending how far into the track we are. Very simple pitch fader, key lock. We've got sync buttons. So a lot of this stuff is mirrored on the controller. Push-pull to get the record into time with the one on the other side. And then below that, you've got play buttons. A couple of points here to set your cue points and return to them. And then simply your crossfader at the bottom. You've also got an auto mix feature here, which you can access just by pressing this, in which case it will actually automatically mix a given playlist of your choice. So let's just hear this in action. So we'll get a track going. So very easily now, if we want to bring another track in, I simply hit play on the other deck. Now, if it's a little bit out of time, you've got 2 options here. You can either hit the sync button, which you'll need to do in time to make sure it locks back in, or we can just manually adjust till we get it in. Very easily like that. Just one other thing to mention, when you move your crossfader from side to side, you'll notice a small button here which illuminates, and that's for your headphone cueing. So what happens automatically is as soon as I have my crossfader to the extreme left, the right button will illuminate, and what that means is that the track on the right will be now sent to my headphones for cueing. So if you're new to DJing and you're just looking for an affordable solution, or indeed if you're already into DJing and you have an iPad, take a look at the Numark iDJ Live. We're carrying these in stock now at both of our Osborne Park and Cannington stores, or you can purchase one online at kosmic.com.au.